It's good to see some familiar faces and some kids that I know from the elementary schools. We have an amazing 5th grade class that will be coming into Parkside this next year. So we're excited to tell you about the program and encourage you to walk around the classrooms this evening. And for those of you who may not have met me yet, I'm Cheryl Olson, superintendent, first year this year, and I've just enjoyed the year a lot, and I've really enjoyed getting to know the students, especially at the elementary schools, through the running club and the teachers across the district. And so I'm excited to be here, and I'm also eager to introduce you to some 6th grade teachers at Parkside, so you can get to know them and hear a little bit about the program and what your students have to look forward to next year. So with that said, I'm going to introduce you to our 6th grade teachers here. We have Kristen Bogle, Katie Barnes, Michael Case. Oh, we have one of our PE teachers, Julie Caleja, and we also have Laura Lee Baum here. And so let's give them a hand. And I don't know who wants to speak first tonight, but we will have them come up and share with you some of the things that your kids have to look forward to in the 6th grade at Parkside next year. Oh, they're all coming up at the same time. Good deal. Who gets the microphone?
There's 2 there too, you know, you can.
All right, so I can usually use my teacher voice, but I want to actually talk tomorrow. So welcome everyone. I'm really excited to see a really great crowd. So how many of you are excited to come to Parkside next year? How many of you are nervous to come to Parkside next year? Okay, some say hands. How many of you have heard great things about Parkside? Okay, so we're going to tell you about some of the awesome things at Parkside. I'm really excited that you're going to be joining us next year. So, school is Monday through Friday. You come to school at 8:11 is the first bell. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, the bell rings at 2:51 p.m. On Thursday, the bell rings at 1:40, so you get out a little bit earlier. So your schedule is going to look like this, not in a particular order. You're going to have a math class, you're going to have a science class, you're going to have English, social studies, PE, and then you're going to have an elective wheel. So if those of you that are going to be in the music program, your music is your elective. So for everyone that's not in music, you'll have an elective wheel, and that is a quarterly rotation, so you'll have 4 different teachers throughout the year, and they'll be teaching different things like coding, robotics, speech and debate, things like that. So Mr. Case is a language arts teacher. He also teaches ELD. Ms. Barnes is a language arts teacher, and she teaches social studies. And then Ms. Baum also teaches language arts and social studies. So I'm going to pass the microphone first to Mr. Case. He's going to talk about the English language arts program for next year. And then Ms. Barnes is going to talk a little bit about the social studies curriculum.
Good evening, thank you so much, Ms. Vogel. So we here at Parkside have been busy with the district, and we piloted. So we did some testing, so looked at some computer programs for literature, and we've settled on Amplify. So Amplify it's using the computer in your English class, but the great part is, as the student is working, we as the teacher, there's 10 questions, I can see their progress. Are they actually doing the work? Which kind of gives me a chance to see how kids are using technology. The other curious part with Amplify is that there's a section called reveal words, which is vocabulary, and of course a writing piece. So it seems very simple, but once you get into the text, meaning all the reading and the graphics, so the kids themselves also help us as teachers when we were piloting, because this is, of the choices, this is the one they enjoyed the most. So there's kind of like, I can comment directly on the internet, so obviously they can log in at home, aside from just being at school. So the beauty is we do have the computers available, for the English classes. Of course, additional time could be early in the morning in the library or at lunch, after school programs, and if your child is doing homework, logging in. So we'll spend some time in the fall, we'll call it August, to help the families understand how to use these as well. So that way, you know, a child coming home and say they don't have homework, that's not true. You can be sure that they have things to work on. The other beauty of it as the teacher is that we get to go into kind of personalize the level. So if a student has a particular strength and they want to work faster, they can, and then the system will allow it to scale, so it's a little bit more challenging in some of the vocabulary. For the students who are kind of in the middle, it's also a way to challenge, but also help them take more risks. So the beauty of Amplify is that it's modern, it's contemporary, it's a very local business, so we have direct contact with their staff, and they assist us. And other areas, I know that we'll have other programs to help the kids. This is on the social component, so different interactive activities involving staff and students, and this just will be a very exciting 2016.
Thank you. Good evening. So as Ms. Vogel said, my name is Ms. Barnes, and I teach 6th grade English Language Arts and Social Studies. And I'm here tonight to tell you just a little bit about the Social Studies curriculum, which, in my opinion, is absolutely fascinating. Of course, I'm slightly biased there. But in 6th grade, you will delve into the ancient world. So this will be your textbook, Ancient Civilizations. And we'll start off the school year by learning about early humans, and then exploring some of the most influential ancient civilizations, such as Mesopotamia, ancient Egypt, India, China, Greece, Rome, and Israel. And when we look at each civilization, we look at some of the key features of each society. Things like their geography, their government, what were their religious beliefs, what was a day in the life like as an ancient Egyptian, like daily life and culture, and achievements and inventions. And I know myself and the other 6th grade teachers, we like to incorporate a lot of fun and interactive, creative projects so that we cover a wide variety of exploring each culture. So it's something that I'm very passionate about, and it's something that the kids tend to really enjoy as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it back over to Ms. Vogel.
Okay, thank you. Also, if you can turn around, so we also have 2 other 6th grade teachers by the door. Mr. Newman is another English and Social Studies teacher, and Mr. Brightman is a math and science teacher. So thank you guys for stopping by. So we are now going to, and Miss Valentine is a math and science teacher. She has been in San Bruno for a really long time. She's really experienced. She's a fantastic educator. And we're really excited. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about the math curriculum. So this is your textbook. Your textbook is also going to be on your computer. It is pretty much an entirely computer-based program. You also have the option of the textbook. And it is called CPM, which stands for College Preparatory Mathematics. So right now in 5th grade, you have Eureka Math, correct? Okay. How many of you enjoy math class? Okay. How many of you find math challenging? Okay. So challenging can be either good or a little bit of a struggle. So CPM is group work based. So you're not going to be working by yourself. You're going to be working in a table of 4 or 5 or 6 other students. And each student will be given a code and a login so that you can access your textbook online at home or the library. Another option is to have a textbook to take home. So the math curriculum in 6th grade is group work based. You're going to be working on ratios. You're going to be working on pre-algebra. You're going to be working with fractions. Sorry, I'm blanking. Percentages. Yeah, so all of your work in the 5th grade is going to transfer over to the 6th grade. So the last 3 weeks of school, I would encourage you to, stay focused and study. to set you off on the right course for 6th grade. And our science curriculum has a nice looking fish on the cover. So 6th grade science is, I would say it's earth science, so you're going to learn about the weather, you're going to learn about the planet, you're going to learn about the parts of the atmosphere, you're going to learn about weather, you're going to learn about, you know, the crust, the mantle, the inner core, the outer core. It's really fascinating. There's also a lot of collaborative group projects. I know that the 6th grade science, they do research on specific earthquakes, so there's a lot of research and inquiry based in that. All right, are there any questions? Yes, there's lots of questions, I'm sure. Are there any specific questions? Yes?
So are you going to be teaching on Common Core still, on mathematics?
Yeah, so all of our textbooks and all of our curriculum are Common Core based. Absolutely, yeah. So, you know, we don't call it Common Core math, we call it math, because that's what it is. Okay, so some things to prepare you for 6th grade. Reading over the summer. So it's really important that you stick with reading over the summer. If you have a library card, that's fantastic. Go to the library and take some books out. If you don't, it's really easy to get a library card. Barnes & Noble is at Tanfran, if that's more your taste. Learning how to open a lock. If you have the opportunity over the summer to purchase a combination lock and to practice it, you will have 2 locks in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. One for your PE and one for your locker in the hallway, where you're gonna put, you know, books that you're not using. Because you don't want to get back problems when you're 12 years old. You're going to have to put some things in your locker. So this is something that's gonna take a little bit of time and a little bit of practice. So I think you can get them at Target. You can probably get them at a lot of, you know, different stores.
They have to buy them for the school so they can be open with the keys.
Hold on one second.
They have to buy them. It's from the school,
Okay.
so they can be open by administration.
Yes. So the lock that you're practicing with over the summer is not going to be a lock that you're going to be able to use in school. But it's going to be really great practice for you to learn how to do it, because it's a process. So I know your parents, you know, they're nodding their head because it takes a really long time to figure out a lock, but once you get it, it's okay. And I know that there are some 7th graders in here that can probably attest to that as well. All right, so we have a couple more things before we release you to your classes. Just a couple of things that, you know, are different than elementary school. So the first thing is going to be dress code. So I know that in your schools right now, you pretty much can wear what you want with some limitations. When you come to Parkside, you're expected to have khaki pants and a polo shirt. And it's really important that everyone comes to school in dress code. You know, it's one of the most important things, you know, just so that everyone is coming ready to learn. This is also probably the time where you can start learning to do your own laundry and let mom and dad take a break. So coming in jeans and a t-shirt and saying, oh, my mom didn't do my laundry, you can probably start helping her out with that. Another thing is changing for PE. So do you guys change for PE in elementary school right now? No. Okay, so that's a big change as well. So you're going to have a PE locker, you're going to be in the locker room, and you're going to have to change. So it is a little awkward, and you know, I can understand that that's something you might be a little bit scared about, but you know what? Everyone feels the same way. It's going to be awkward for everybody, okay? So it's not something to be scared or frightened about. You're in the same boat with everybody else. And, okay, just a couple more things. Everyone is going to have a planner. This is really important because you're going to need this every single day for you to write your homework down. Your homework is also going to be posted on School Loop, but you need to write it in your planner as well. Because what happens if the internet goes out? still have your backup. Okay? This will be available at the beginning of the school year. And the last thing is, for a lot of your classes, you're going to have an interactive notebook where you're going to be, putting your notes in there, learning how to take good notes. Foldables for different subjects, and you're going to have a table of contents. So it's really important that you're organized, and we know that you don't have all of the organizational skills when you come into Parkside, but these are things that we want you to learn and things that we're going to help you out with. All right, so we have about 5 minutes before we release you to the 6th grade classroom. So what we're going to do is, the 6th grade building is this smaller building here. All of the classrooms in that building are 6th grade classrooms. There are also some 6th grade classrooms in the 2-story building, and there's one 6th grade classroom closer to the library. That's Miss Ballantyne's room. So what's going to happen is the bells are going to be on like an 8 or 9 minute rotation. So every 8 or 9 minutes the bells are going to ring. We want you to have an opportunity to see a couple of different classrooms, so that will be a gentle reminder to, maybe move on and see another room. Did you have a question?
Yeah, just real quick, elementary school, I know there's other items that are needed for
Yeah.
school. Do you guys post that, besides the items that you already just mentioned? Is there any other need for other stuff that is needed purchased before school?
So generally what I know is on the first day of school, when you go to your classes, the teachers will hand out a syllabus, and the specific items that they will need will be on there. So I know that some teachers request a lot of glue sticks, especially if you have an interactive notebook. It's going to be a lot of gluing or colored pencils. We should have some type of a list available beforehand, but as of now, it'll be like right in the first few days of school. Yeah. Are there any other questions? Yes. So there will be a new administration for the next school year, yes. I'm just a teacher. I honestly can't go any further into that. Thank you. Yes.
Will there be recommended reading this summer, or just keep them reading?
I would say I would ask their 5th grade teachers if there's recommended reading. The main thing for me, and I think it's the sentiment of the other 6th grade teachers, is that they're just reading something. They should probably take a Luxell test somewhere, either now or in the next week or two, and maybe to try and get books within a range of that Luxell level. Yeah. Did any of the other teachers have anything to add? Oh.
Are you able to bring your own PE clothes, or they have to purchase the school?
That's a really good question. So the PE clothes are actually, it's dress code PE clothing. So there's green drawstring shorts, and then there's a shirt that is reversible white and green, so that when they're doing like sports and teams, it's easy to differentiate. So you will need to purchase that when we have distribution day. You can get your PE clothing then.
Say if you wanted like wear sport, where would you go to do that?
Okay, that's a really good question. So the sports programs that, like if you're on like Team Parkside, those are run through San Francisco Park and Rec. So, oh, we're in San Bruno, right? San Bruno Park and Rec. Do they have a table at distribution day? No, they may not have the information there on distribution day, but those are things that are posted on School Loop, and those are things that you can, there'll be information in the office about. But I know that, there are a bunch of different sports that you can join for San Bruno. Yes? I did not. So, Parkside's book fair is going on right now. So in the library, you can head over there. There's a really great selection of books. And that will be open until about 7 o'clock. Are there any other questions? Yes?
Did school mail during summer information to the families? Like, they have to buy their uniform?
That's a question that I will have to I will have to ask and find out and let you know. I think as far as I know, that the packets are sent out during the summer, and that you bring that to distribution day, and that the date will be on there. Yeah. Yes. So she put a guide together for the new parents, and yeah, we can figure out a way to make that available to the new parents. That's awesome. Thank you. Yes.
Transportation provided for San Bernardino residents that live up high by college?
There's no transportation provided. There's Samtrans that runs the bus line, and you can look and see, you know, where the route falls, but there's no school buses.
You have a preferred vendor where children can buy their uniforms?
They will be available on distribution day here. Yeah.
So they're able to buy them and
Well, the dress code uniforms. I mean, like, yeah, Target should have the polo shirts and the khakis. Yeah, those are not. No, we don't have a preferred vendor. Yeah, as long as I think the khakis need to be khaki, and the polo shirt needs to be green, white, or gray. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to let the 6th grade teachers head to their classrooms, and then in about 5 minutes the first bell will ring, and you can head over and explore the school. Thank you.